Wonderful time.
Well, Robert Eldine, we got a great interview today. Who do we
Yes,
have
we
with us
do.
today?
We have a phenomenal woman of God who wears multiple hats. She's a person who does clinics. She is a manager. She does it all. She is none other than Miss Simone Henry. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Should I sing too?
Yes, sing. You can do it too.
Go on and sing. Go on and sing for
Good
Jesus.
morning. Good morning.
All right, soprano.
Yes. We gonna start off. I got to start off with this question.
Yes.
He said that you do clinics. What type of clinics do you do? Because the first time when I heard clinic, I was like, Lord, she gonna have us running upstairs and everything else. So, what type of clinics do you do so that we can get it out there? Because everybody like saying, is she a fitness trainer? Because she look fit,
Right.
You know, is she gonna do what's she gonna do?
Right.
Well, good morning. I
morning.
am a coach and mentor for independent Christian recording artists.
Yes.
And the type of clinics that I do are master classes where I train artists to market themselves better and brand themselves better so that they can bring in a larger income from their music.
Really?
See?
Yes.
So, sister, I've been looking for somebody just like you to help out my career. I've been in the way as an independent for a long
Simone,
time.
don't buy it.
And I want to know, what can you do to help my career today?
What I do is I help artists to take control of their own careers.
That's good.
Woo.
He's not a singer though.
So what you said before, where being a manager, I'm not a manager. That may be something in the future.
Right.
God is listening. We'll see
Right.
what He decides to do.
Right.
But currently, I coach and I teach artists and I mentor them to help them take control of their own careers. A lot of times, what artists like to do is, they say, well, God has given me the gift of singing and being an instrumentalist, and they write and they put out these records and stuff. And then what the next thing that they want to do is they either want to get it on radio, and then they think, okay, well, I'm ready for a label, I'm ready for a manager. And they basically want to hand over their career to a manager or to a label. They don't know what's going on. They don't know how to market themselves. They don't know how to brand themselves. They don't know how to really turn themselves into an artist. And this is where a lot of the complaints about the industry, the music industry, come in, is because artists, they'll turn their careers over to someone else and try to let that person handle everything. Well, if that person doesn't do a good job, or if that person, you sign a contract that you don't understand, and then that person is getting most of the money that you're earning, and that's where the conflicts come in. But I teach artists how to take control of their own careers, their own music businesses.
Their own.
And then that way, when they are ready to go sign with a label, they're ready to sign with a manager, they understand it. They understand what's going on. They understand what this other person or this other company should be doing for them, because they understand how to do it on their own. They understand the way things should be.
Right.
And so when they're signing these contracts, they're understanding better what it's all about, what they should be turning over to the label and what they should be keeping themselves.
Okay,
Wow.
so I want to first start off by saying to you, that's very, very powerful.
Yes.
There are a lot of independent artists that are out there. Now, I want you to give me a quick independent artist session 101. Don't give me everything, but I'm gonna paint you a picture, and I want you to work with this artist that I'm getting ready to send you. Okay. This is the proverbial artist that we normally see. First of all, I've been singing since I've been 2 years old. I'm on everybody's concert. I sing every Sunday morning. I'm the one to hit people in the choir. And now I want to go off, and I believe that I have been blessed to be an artist. Now, I need you to take me all the way to #1 because I want to be just like Jacqueline Carr, Kiki, and the Clark sisters all rolled up together, and I'm coming to you to give it all to me. How would you do it?
Well, the first thing I would tell that person to do is to sit down and actually produce, get some original music going.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear my
usually
song?
a lot of person like that. Okay, so you have a song.
Yeah,
Okay, great.
it was called Try Jesus because I
It's
tried him
called
and he's
Try
all right.
Jesus. All right now. Well, then now the next thing you want to do is you want to garner a fan base, and most people are on social media.
Come on.
So you need to learn how to build relationships on social media with people who are interested in your type of music, because a lot of times artists will say, oh, well, my music is for the world. I want everybody to know it and love it. That's not true. It's not going to happen. Everybody, you may be singing Try Jesus, but somebody else sang Try Jesus too. They sang it in a different way. People like them, people might like you, and may not like you. So you get your unique fan base.
Hold on. You have to understand that I go to the biggest church over in Chattanooga, and everybody's on my social media. I'm a celebrity. Everybody know me. I got 1,000 folks on each one of my social medias.
Well, in that case, then the next thing you want to do is you want to make sure that those people are actually paying attention to you outside of social media now.
Come on.
Yes.
Come on through.
Now you want them to follow you want to have an email list set up where they are on your mailing list, because if social media goes down, you want to still be able to contact those people and sell your music to those people. Nowadays, music is free, so you want to be selling other things other than music.
Come on.
Okay, stop right there. Stop right there. I'm gonna slow you down, because see, I don't want to impact your income, because you giving away some nuggets right now.
Yeah.
So
it's fine. It's fine. You know why? Because I have been taught. See, I provide support for independent artists. I have somebody who's providing support for me and helping me and teaching me.
Okay.
What I do, I am okay with giving away good information, because that tells artists out there that I know what I'm talking about.
Come on.
And that's the only way to really get people to know you, like you, and trust you.
Yes.
Is if you're actually willing to share what you know.
Wow.
I'm okay with sharing that. I'm actually doing a class coming up this Thursday night at 7:00, where I will be sharing some good information about some ways that artists can be making money right now, some revenue streams that they can tap into immediately.
Wow.
And I'm okay with sharing that for free, because that brings people into my world. And this is something that artists need to know as well.
Yes.
It's okay to actually give away your music, because right now music is practically free. iTunes kind of ruined that whole thing. With the streaming platforms, people are paying $9.99 a month, and they're getting access to all the music. So you need multiple revenue streams in order to sustain your ministry and have money coming in for your dreams, for your family, for your children, for the sick mama, all these things that are going on in our lives.
So let me ask you this question.
I'm okay with sharing that.
Let me ask you this question. Here's the $150,000 question. Is there money still in music, or is that day gone?
There is money still in music. Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. The thing is, what a lot of artists don't do is that they don't focus on building relationships in the industry and building fan bases.
Okay.
Building relationships with those fans.
Wow.
Okay.
That is the number one reason why we have starving artists today.
Yes.
Okay.
And remember what I said a little while ago, is that music is practically free today.
Yes.
And that's true. However, if you have a solid and engaged fan base, those people will buy your music, even though they can listen to it for $9.99 a month on Spotify, and listen to everything anyone ever puts out, practically free.
Yeah.
If they like you well enough,
Yes.
they wanna see you succeed. They wanna see you go to the next level.
Yes.
They will buy your music.
Yes.
But you have to nurture that relationship.
Yes.
We call those in our label, we call them super fans.
Absolutely.
Those super fans that
Absolutely.
you come out with a straw, and they're like, I gotta get that straw because they're a super
Exactly.
fan.
Because they believe in you,
Ain't
like
that the
she
truth?
said.
Yeah.
Because they believe in you,
If
like
they
she said.
love you,
Yes.
they love you enough.
Yes.
They will buy whatever it is you put out there.
Yeah, I want to tell you,
Whatever.
I have a group on my label that before we drop their CD, one of their super fans had gotten a cover to the CD, had made a T-shirt, and to this very, very day, we don't even know how she got the cover because it was under wraps. But those super fans, when they're super
They'll find a
fans,
way.
they will find a way, and
They
those
will
are
find a
those are
way.
the fans that you want to bring on because they will follow you and
Absolutely.
support you. All right, Robert
Absolutely.
O'Dean, what you got?
Well, but Simone, my first question is, how did you get started in the music industry doing what you do?
Well, my story started years ago, a few years ago, just out of college. I was living in an apartment in Baltimore, doing my daily work. Yeah, I went to Morgan.
I was finna say Morgan State. I was finna say Morgan State.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my alma mater. Go
Yes.
Bears.
Yes.
I came home from work one day and got an email from my sister who happened to be finishing up her last year of college in Spain, learning Spanish. She's also a professional musician.
Okay.
That's one of her degrees. I think my sister has like 3 degrees.
Wow.
So she's there learning Spanish and everything. And, they asked her to do a song for a program, a church service or something. And she emailed me because the song she wanted to sing, the musicians didn't know. So she wanted those chords. And I scoured the internet looking for the song, being a good helper sister that I am, and could not find it. Couldn't find a good quality recording.
Mm-hmm.
And, I sent her finally what I could find. I sent her like a low quality MIDI file. And, I shut down my email and, I just sat there thinking there needs to be a way where people can just buy these songs off the internet and, where it's easy for them to find this stuff. And it needs to be, a place where Christian people can get Christian music of all different genres and everything. And that's where, and the idea wouldn't let me go. It just kind of kept coming back to me, days and days and days. And I finally decided, okay, Lord, this sounds like you talking. So I'm going to go ahead, and being a technology person, my day job is a software developer. I decided to build it. So I basically built kind of an iTunes for the Christian world.
Wow.
And I called it the Christian Jukebox.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, back then, I didn't know anything about business. I didn't know anything about entrepreneurship.
Right.
But I set out about educating myself and getting into that world, meeting people. I was mentored by a few people. But the Christian Jukebox didn't last long because I wasn't very good at marketing myself. I had a radio station called CJB Radio. I wasn't very good at marketing that either, and so I ended up shutting those down. But over the years, every experience has taught me something.
Mm-hmm.
And so some of the ideas that I had before I shut down the Christian Jukebox, I still have. And now I'm working on those ideas as part of Eshe Music. What drives me to keep going is that I keep meeting artists who are in the same position that I'm in.
Right.
They got started with their music because God gave them a message. God gave them a mission, and they want to get it out there to the world. But then they also want to be able to leave their jobs and minister full time. And in order to do that, they have to have some money in their pockets.
Right.
And so I am working towards helping artists to be able to do that, to generate those revenues. You know, like I was saying before, I have support in my life for my business and, you know, and my mindset. One of the things that my coach said this weekend, she held a virtual boot camp this weekend. And one of the things she said is that money is limitless. There's no shortage of it. There really is no shortage of it. We just need to get in front of the people that need to hear our messages,
right,
and see us,
right,
you know, increase our visibility, and we will get people coming to us and saying, hey, who are you? What do you do? How can I be a part of what you're doing? How can I get access to what it is you're selling? Because I need it.
right.
You know, artists tell me sometimes that their music has stopped someone from committing suicide.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is huge. That is huge.
Yes.
You know, if your music can do that for
Mm-hmm.
people, I mean, imagine you can change the world for real. You can
Yes.
change the world.
Yes.
You know, so I feel like, you know, I just keep doing this every day because every artist I talk to, they have a mission. They want to get out there, change the world. They want to build up the kingdom of God, you know, and I want to be the person to help them.
Simone,
To help them do it.
Simone, you and I connected immediately because we have like spirits, and you and I, we have
Yes.
started talking, and we're building a close friendship. I think this is so timely for you on today.
Yes.
LT and I, we are pushing a T-shirt that is
Again.
I am independent gospel artist. Music matters, and we're releasing our new T-shirts, and it's a movement. We're going to end up doing a like a conference.
You know.
We're going to have all kind of stuff because we really see the need and the purpose for independent artists. People don't realize there's so many more independent artists than there are that are signed to major labels because the industry
Absolutely.
has changed so much.
Yes.
And-
Yes.
and
And,
let me-
even some of the big names that we know are
Are
now
independent artists.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me say this. One of the things that we love about this show is that we have you here this morning, a person that has a heart for the independent
Yes.
artist, and that's amazing. We have the veterans on, like Sandra Crouch, and Nikki Potts and Sonia Griffin. All of these folks are on this morning supporting independent artists in this movement that we have here. So we thank you for being willing to be a part of this big movement that we're pushing.
It's
And,
God in you. It's the God in you,
I'm
sister.
watching God connect all of us together so that these
He is.
independent artists that have such amazing music,
Anointed,
but
powerful
just
music.
don't know how to get it out. Now God is circling the wagons for those people that really truly have a heart for ministry. That testimony you said, when somebody comes up to you and say, I didn't commit suicide
That's anointed.
because of your music,
Jesus.
that literally happened to us when we first started off our label. We were at a major festival. There were thousands of people. And this lady comes up and she's crying and can I meet the artist? And this year the artist was on tour somewhere else and couldn't be there. But we were giving out free CDs just to encourage people because she wasn't going to be able to be at the concert. And the lady said that she had 4 kids. Everything was going wrong in her life. So she decided to feed her kids, put them to bed. She poured herself a glass of wine. And she said, and she pushed play on a 100-disc CD player. And she said to this day, she doesn't know how she received the CD, how she got the CD. But after listening to the CD, she said, I took the bullets out my gun and said I could live. And so that's the thing that I share with gospel artists all the time. Your music is your ministry. When you're not
Yes, it
there,
is.
it's
Yes,
still
it
going to
is.
minister. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And that's
Yes.
that evergreen approach. And the people that we just talked about, like the Sandra Crouches and the Nikki, their music in the wee hours of the morning shifts our atmosphere and helps us.
It
And
does.
that's the reason why independent artists are so important during this season.
Yes.
And we
Yes,
and we
absolutely.
need you. And I was sitting here thinking, and God dropped it in my spirit. We're gonna talk to you after the show's over. We should do a virtual workshop with you, and we're gonna have the artists or whomever tune in. They're
Hmm.
gonna pay a fee, but
I would love it.
we should link together with this station because our soul is to help independent artists because so many are
Absolutely.
discouraged and they have some of the most prolific songs and testimonies and hearts. And this is the
Absolutely.
time why people are still quarantined for God
Yeah.
to push through us.
Yes. And there's another thing, another reason why I focus on artists creating an income for themselves and
Yes.
bringing in revenue for themselves is that when your life is not well, if you're sick and you can't go to the doctor, or you don't have help at home to take care of a sick mother or a sick child or something, then you miss opportunities to minister that God may be bringing into your life, And so, some people kind of get on me and say, oh, well, I don't need any money because God is going to take care of me. Well, what happens is when you are praying and asking God for the funds, he may be sending someone like me to say, let me help you.
Come on.
Let me show you how to market yourself better. Let me show you how to sell better. These are marketing terms. These are business terms that, a lot of us don't like. But they are also, if you are able to sell your stuff, your wares, your music, your, whatever it is, that's an exchange, right? Someone is paying you money, but that music is still ministering to them when they take it and they listen to it. If you're selling a t-shirt and they wear it, and then that t-shirt ministers not only to them, to their family, to whoever happens to see it, you're spreading joy to the world, while at the same time it's a win-win situation. Those funds turn around and help you and your family. Maybe you need a better car that's not breaking down all the time.
Come on.
And one of the things about it is that the Bible says that we're supposed to be lenders and not borrowers.
Absolutely.
And I really believe that God is putting us in that position at this point. It's so funny because I tell this to people all the time. My wife and I have been praying because we need a big, big increase to do this next move of what God has showed us to do. And when you have certain amount of money, but you don't have exactly what you need, my wife looked at me and she said, babe, let's give it away. And I looked at her, she said, you know how we do it? When we need a big blessing, we just start blessing and we just start giving and start giving and sowing into other things. And she would say, trust me, every time we needed that, once we sowed and kept sowing out of our basically our last, God always gave us more. And so one of the things that I see you doing right now is that you are literally sowing seeds that are going to produce a harvest that you won't even have room enough to receive, because you're, like you said, you're giving it away free. You know what I'm saying? And people are still paying you, but God is opening up some doors for you. And it's like, it's crazy, because talking to like Vicky Mack, and Vicky Mack was like, Lynn, bring me a product. Bring me a product. Now, this is Vicky Mack, and she's talking about product because she's trying to show the artist that it has to be more than just a gig. It has to be more than just the music. It has to be the full-on blown brand. Thus, when you need to take a break or you need to take care of a family member, we're not doing the GoFundMes, or we're not doing this to lay your family to rest, because the resources are there. And so this is important now, and this is not just for artists, this is for pastors and churches, because many times we'll say God will provide, but then we find out that there's no insurance, there's no retirement plan. So now we have to start setting those things in place for not only the big artists, but the independent artists, so that they will be taken care of.
Yeah. And, one of the things we have to remember too is that, we like to say God will provide. we need to look around us and see what God has already provided.
Already.
That he is waiting for us to take advantage of, that we're ignoring because we're waiting for the big miracle.
Moses, use what's in your
To
hand.
fall from the sky.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Use what's in your hand.
And you know what? We're not bashing major record labels. I want to make that clear, because a lot of times if it wasn't for them, nobody would even know who you were.
Yeah.
And so we're not saying that, but we're saying in this time and season, there's nothing wrong with being independent, because
Right.
it's your
Right.
dream, and you control it the way that you want to. And what you do is you can partner with the label for distribution and printing. There's so many other options, but you as
There
an
are
independent
other
artist
options.
need to know that they're available.
And a lot of labels these days aren't operating the way they were in the past.
Mhm.
You know, a lot of labels, when they're looking for artists, they're looking for artists who are already established themselves.
Yes, ma'am.
So they're looking for artists who already have a fan base. They're
Mhm.
looking for artists who are already bringing in revenue, who
Mhm.
already have their own, who have created their own large platforms,
Mhm.
you know, and then they're willing to take a chance on you and
Mhm.
make an investment in you.
Mhm.
You know, it's kind of like that show I used to watch. I haven't watched it in a while, but the
Shark
show with
Tank.
Mark Cuban
Shark
on
Tank.
No.
Shark Tank. You know, they get these people up here and they're doing their presentations, and one of the things they always ask them, well, are you making any money? And you know, and it's kind of counterintuitive, right? These people are coming to them for an investment, but the investors want to know, are you already making money? You
Yeah.
know, they want to know that their investment is secure.
Right.
Yeah, I was sitting with several movie executives, and I had asked the question, well, how do you pick your stars for your next movie, and who's going to get an audition and everything else of that nature? They all put out their telephones and they went to Facebook and Instagram. And I looked at them and it's like, they said, we base our first interviews based on this right here. If they don't have over 1 million followers, everything, they don't even get an audition. And I'm like, wow. And he said, and that was for the big name stuff. And they were saying, this is what this tells us in many cases is how many people will actually come out and see the movie. So if you got 100 million folks that are following you on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, then that says that at least 10% of them will come and see this movie, and we're going to make a profit. And so social media, your visibility beyond just your church or your community is going to be very important. But what's really important is that you get organic fan base and not bought fan base.
Yes,
a lot of people
don't
have a whole
buy
bunch of those.
fans.
Yeah.
You know, because you know what it is. What's interesting is that, say, you know, if your main platform is Facebook only allows you 5,000
Yes, ma'am.
friends.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Unless you have the
if
professional page.
2,500 of them are bought, then that doesn't, and those people aren't necessarily interested in your music. They're not interacting with you. You know, they're just there. They're just taking up space. That means you only have 2,500 slots available for your true fans, for your real fans. Get rid of the bought fans. I told an artist this the other day because they had bought some fans. I said, you only have 5,000 slots. Get rid of the people that are just taking up space, and build a relationship with true fans. Make friends with people who actually care about your music and want to be there. Why? Because those people are going to go and tell other people about you. You know, nurture the relationship with people who actually care about you and your music.
Now,
You know, don't buy fans, because
Right.
that they're just taking up space. And Spotify and some of these other platforms, they look at that and they can tell that you have fake fans, whether you have fake fans or not, and then they won't feature your music.
right.
Yeah.
Tell these viewers and listeners about being aware of people always wanting money out of your pocket, because even in the secular and gospel, you have people that want you to pay for a lot of stuff, like these radio programmers, that promoters, and some of these more reputable names who take advantage of people that act so desperate.
I like to, okay, I'm going to preface with this.
Okay.
If they are running a business, they're running a business. The aim of a business is to make a profit. So yes, they're going to charge for their services. So what you as an artist needs to pay attention to when they're making their sales pitch is, does it sound too good to be true?
Mm-hmm.
If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. If they're making guarantees that they can make you multi-platinum in a week, that's too good to be true. They're probably not legit.
Mm-hmm.
However, you know, what I like to tell my artists is there are no guarantees. You have to put in the work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing the work for you. I'm going to walk you through my process.
Mm-hmm.
I'm holding your hand through this process. I'm going to be with you every step of the way, but you have to do the work. You are the artist. Mm-hmm. You are the one building the fan base. You are the one that they come to see. They're not coming to see me. There are people out there who sell, social media marketing, mm-hmm. where they do your posting for you. Mm-hmm. And I'm always a little suspect about that, because mm-hmm. I feel like the artist should be building the relationship with the fans.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Somebody else is posting for you. They can't speak in your voice.
Right.
Unless they're maybe like your sister or somebody who knows you well enough
right.
to know what you sound like, what you're really about, what you really believe, your whole story, and and all of that. But if they're just posting flyers and that's all they do, okay, pay them for that. But you also need to be on there. They're not going to do the whole job for you. You still have to do the work.
And one of the things that we do talk to artists when they do bring somebody aboard to work their social media, the key is that the artist must provide the content, and making sure that they're giving them their content, their voice, and everything like that. A lot of social medias, if they don't know how to work the Hootsuites and things of that nature, you can bring someone in that will be able to post yours on several different formats. But if it's not your voice, if you're not responding, if you're not answering, then it has no wealth to you, because the fans will know when you're not doing it. I tell people all the time, when they hit my page up, this page is run by an assistant. So if you want to hit me directly, the assistant will tell you, I'm his assistant, I will get this to him. Mm-hmm. But it's not like I'm answering all the social media that we have connected to our companies. But there are key ones that are directly run by me and things of that nature, mm-hmm. and they know it because it is, they get responses because it comes directly to my phone. I tell artists all the time, you have to continue to provide the content.
Absolutely, because you're the one building the relationship with those fans.
Yeah.
I have one last question for you. If you could change anything about the music industry, what would it be?
I
would fill it with more godly people.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
That's
Amen.
a good one.
Amen. That was, and I would say ditto to that, because I grew up in the church, started playing professionally in the church. And I expected when I became an executive and this, that our industry would be so much more integral than the secular industry. But in a way, it almost was less integral, because I expected it to be one way in our industry, but I found the same thing in both industries. Mm-hmm. And that was the thing that I had to learn.
But gospel's not owned by gospel. If you go look, the owners of gospel music is 99% not owned by Christian people anyway.
Yeah.
People don't know that. They think because it's gospel. No, mm-hmm. These people, it's a business to them.
Mm-hmm. It's a business. It's just another genre of music.
Yeah.
Right? You've got your hip hop, you've got mm-hmm. your urban contemporary, you've got
mm-hmm.
your this and your that, and your oldies and the talk radio, and then you got your gospel. That's another one of your that's
right.
part of your suite of
right.
platforms.
Mm-hmm. So it's a myth that gospel is gospel. So when fans come in, they come in thinking everything's going to be hallelujah, salvation, and glory. But it's owned by people that's non-believers. So their thing is, the bottom line is, I need you to make money. However you got to do it, get a tamarind, spin it on your head, do whatever you got to do. You better make your money or we're going to drop you and go off to the next one.
Yeah. But I think one of the more important things is that, sadly, I did not see the negativity from people that were the owners. I actually saw it from those folks that said they were Christians. And so we have to be Christ-like in everything that we do. Mm-hmm. And we also, as independent artists, you still have to be sweet. You still have to be kind. You have to,
professional.
You still have to do the work that it takes to build a fan base. I'm gonna say this because it's always very emotional to me when we have like a Linda Pringle or a Sandra Crouch or a Nikki Potts or Sonia Griffith, any of these people that come on, or Everett Drake, because they so into our lives as if we have been around them all of our lives.
Yes.
And they take the time out of their busy schedule to join us on the morning show or to be a part of something when they don't have to do it. That's the Christ-like things that when I first came into the industry, I looked for. And we're starting to experience it now, especially from our veterans, and they're sowing into the young people. And then as they're showing into the young people are starting to shift some of their energy to realize that I got to live this thing. I got to be about this thing. I can't just be in this genre. I have to live this work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When you finish ministering on a stage, you come off stage, you should still be that Christ-like person that people saw you waving your hands and singing hallelujah.
Come on.
And,
Come on, Simone.
because I've seen some things,
Yeah.
Yes.
people are on stage praising the Lord. They come off stage, they're cussing a blue streak. And
Come
it's
on.
like,
Come on.
who are you again?
Yeah.
Yes.
know?
It's the truth.
Yeah.
And then another thing too is that artists need to realize is that relationship is a two-way street, right?
Amen.
Just because you submit your music to a radio station does not mean they have to play it.
Come on, say it again.
They are going to select music based on their needs.
Mhm.
Everyone has needs. If your music does not meet their needs, it doesn't fit into their format, doesn't fit into their rotation. Or, if they're looking for upbeat music and you're only, sending them your low energy stuff, it's not going to meet their needs. So part of this building relationship is maybe ask the radio station, what are you looking for right now? Maybe I have something that fits. If I don't, I'll keep you in mind. And the next time I'll send that to you. How about don't send them unsolicited stuff? People send me unsolicited music all the time. Listen to this and tell me what you think. You didn't, first of all, I don't even know your name.
Wow.
You didn't say hello.
Wow.
You didn't say, hey, how you doing? I like your stuff. Just here, listen to my music and tell me what you think. What if I don't have time to do that?
Right.
Approach, when you're pitching your music, approach people like people. There are people on the other side of the mic. They are people on, behind the computer that you're seeing, behind the website or whatever. So, and everybody has needs, everybody wants connection. So think of it as building an actual relationship. Maybe ask about his wife, ask about his mama,
Right. Something common that'll draw them.
Yes.
And what I explain to artists all the time is a lot of times they think because there are over 1,000 stations that they have to be on every station. But if you really look at the Billboard charts, most of these things are being made up by 40 stations, 30 stations. And so if you look over things, then you can build the relationships with those stations that are players in the game, but you don't ever want to underestimate those mom and pops that will take you over, because everybody, like I tell people, everybody want to go to New York and LA and to Texas, and that's where they want to go, but they don't look at, if you come to California, you'll get a bigger fan base that's loyal if you go to Pomona or Bakersfield versus going to LA, because everybody goes to LA.
It's congested.
But Bakersfield and Fresno and San Jose, they're excited to have those type of artists. And so I tell people, you might not get the big city, but if you begin to build off the smaller cities, you will build a stronger fan base. So when you get to the big cities, you have the push.
Yeah. And it's the same way when you're looking for events, when we're finally, over this pandemic and we can all be released from our homes again. When you're looking for places to do an event, doing a concert or whatever, look in those small towns away from the big city, because, they're looking for fresh new faces, fresh new things and new events. There's not a whole lot to compete. In a big city, there's a ton that's competing with you.
Yes.
So. Same thing.
Wow, wow, wow. Well, I want to let you know, Miss Simone, that we have to do this some more.
Yes.
We gotta get you. Welcome to the IGAM family. Welcome to.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
Come
you
on,
very
come on,
much, and
sister.
welcome to the Eshe family.
There
Yes,
you go.
ma'am. Now, how can we bless you? Because I feel in my spirit that you should give us the option of of blessing you. You didn't ask for no pay or nothing, but I feel it in my spirit that I should ask you how can we follow you for one, and for two, how can we plant a seed?
Well, follow me on Facebook and IG at Eshe Music, ECHE Music.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you can tell artists to join my free Facebook group,
Mm-hmm.
if they are interested in building their ministry, not in the industry way
Right.
necessarily, but actually being able to sustain their ministries for years to come with a solid income. I have a Facebook group called Christian Recording Artists Seeking Freedom.
Okay.
So that Facebook group is free. I will be doing my workshop on revenue streams this coming Thursday evening Eastern time at 7 p.m. Eastern. So what your time, that would be 4 o'clock p.m.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that is all. I am not looking for a payment or anything. I am interested in helping artists. I do sell services, but I want artists to come to the workshop, hear me, see me, talk to me, ask some questions. I'll answer your questions, get to know me, see if I am a person that you might want to work with. And if you don't want to work with me, that's okay. But hopefully you will, and we can build a relationship, and I can help you grow your ministry. We can work on this together as you go out there and minister to the people.
Now, who are some of your artists that you are consulting?
Well, I'm working with an artist named Wayner Crumbly. She is an artist from North Carolina by way of England, by way of Jamaica. And she is building her brand called Hers by Wayner. And hers stands for having every reason to smile. She's a wonderful woman. She's also a coach, a life coach. So I'm helping her along with some fellow guys from music industry networks to help her build her brand and promote her music. I'm also working with an artist named Ivana.
Yes.
She is brand spanking new. She will
Yes.
be here on
We're
Thursday.
interviewing her.
And so she just released her first single, and when I first heard it, I heard a raw cut of it. I didn't hear the finished product that you heard.
Yes.
I fell in love with the raw cut. And then she added some other stuff to it. I was like, oh, I'm jumping out of my seat.
Right.
She is a multi-instrumentalist,
Yes.
singing really for the first time. Her parents didn't even know she could sing
Wow.
before she recorded this track. And I mean, she's just fantastic. She's phenomenal. I also worked with an artist named Big Slim. He's a hip hop artist, and he's releasing a new single soon. So, I'm working with artists that you may never have heard of and, don't really know too well,
Mhm.
which is perfectly fine with me. I always tell artists, I'm not here to make you famous. I'm here to make you money.
Right.
And so, and I believe that I believe that having that income, having that sustainability for your ministry
Mhm.
is the substance of the cake, and the awards and the heavy radio play and the big stages are the icing.
Right.
But if you are out there, you're able to sustain yourself while you're ministering
Yes.
to others, you are doing a great job. There are artists out there. I heard I'm actually going to be speaking with an artist this evening, who I was looking at their YouTube channel. They have lots of videos on their YouTube channel, and lots of followers, lots of fans, lots of comments. People are just very inspired by their music. But I gotta tell you, the music is not necessarily, I would say, radio friendly, but they are doing their thing in the whole fan base building department. So your music doesn't have to be that standard that everybody knows, everybody kind of loves. Your music can be different. It can be funky. It can be, you know, and you can still garner an engaged fan base, a strong and healthy engaged fan base, and be able to sustain your ministry and bless all these people.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's one of the things, even like with Lecrae, he did not have major radio airplay, but they have built such a strong fan base that he was able to grow and just blow up based on fan base alone.
Yes.
Well, my friend, we have so much more to talk to you
Yes,
about
thank you so much.
So stay by your phone, but we want to let you know that it was a blessing and a privilege of
Wonderful,
having you
sis.
here today. I think that based on the numbers this morning, we're going to be tapping in a lot more with
You amazing.
our resident coach now.
Yes, yes. Simone Henry, y'all.
Yeah.
You artists better hire her because I'm going to hire her.
Any final words?
Keep pushing, keep growing, and, you know, always, and find the support that you need. If it's not me, that's okay, but go out there and get the support that you need to keep growing so that you can fulfill the purpose and the mission that God gave you.
Amen, amen. Well, you heard it here from the one and only
Simone Henry.
And she says she want to set y'all free. So come on, Myron Butler, set us free right here on GO.